Alright, today we are looking at Zandvoort, the brand new 2020 version layout of that circuit. Welcome back to Sim Racing Bible. My name is Phil, and today we're in rFactor 2, and as you can see in front of us here we have the glorious McLaren MP413 to try out on this brand new version of Zandvoort. Back last year, F1 announced that the Dutch Grand Prix was coming back onto the calendar, and that Zandvoort would be the location for that particular Grand Prix. And as soon as everyone read that news, they instantly started worrying, oh no, that's going to be a dull race, because Zandvoort's a really narrow track, it's really tight and twisty, there's going to be nowhere to overtake, and it's going to be really dull and boring. Zandvoort countered that by saying, well, we're going to make some changes to the track to make it a bit more exciting and a bit more interesting for the viewer. And today we have the opportunity to try that out, thanks to the guys at Studio 397 for releasing this version of Zandvoort, which is the new version, which has those new updates included. So we're going to take a relatively recent F1 car out on track and give it a try and see how it drives and whether it's going to be suitable for F1. Okay, so here we are in pit lane with a wonderful sounding F1 car. So let's take a couple of siding laps and just get used to the circuit and layout and see what's changed from the old circuit to the new circuit, and give some observations of what we can see. So we'll go for a trip down pit lane. Now, first thing I can see here, normally you would join the circuit on the left hand side here. You come straight out onto the main straight just before the turn 1, but they've obviously looked to change that, and we're now going round turn 1 in the pit lane, and it looks like we're going to join on the other side of turn 1 here, like that. So that's the first of the changes, so it's going to make it a bit easier for joining the road. Okay, so here is the first section which I know has changed, and we've got a large banking section here. Look at all this space here. They've moved the barrier all the way back. Looks like they've increased the banking as well. There's a lot more space through there, so hopefully that'll encourage cars to go side by side a little bit more. Down over this back section here, up and over the dunes. It's very undulating here at Zandvoort, set in the sand dunes. And this corner's particularly quick here, but look what we've got on the left here. We've got loads and loads of sand. Now that's practically unheard of in the world of F1, so surprised they managed to keep that or allow that to get through there. This is a fast right-hander. You've got to make sure you hit that apex on the inside there. This is all fairly consistent with what we know Zandvoort already has. It's exactly as it usually is. This corner here is really tricky. It's a difficult apex to get, and then the corner opens up on you, so you've got to judge your speed through there quite well. Down this straight section here. Now we've got to change the surface here, which is where they've made some more adjustments. So we've got a right-hander straight into a tight left. And you can see again they've moved the barrier back and they've widened the track here. Look how much space we have here. So there's a potential to get some overtaking done there maybe. And then towards the end of the lap here we have this very fast right-hander. And this leads on to one of the biggest changes on the track, which is this huge banked final corner. Look at this. This is just like over racing in the States. That'll be taken absolutely flat out and carry a lot of speed down the front straight as well. So interesting to see how they arrive at turn 1, which is down here. This is going to be potentially one of the biggest overtaking points on the track. It actually looks a lot flatter than what I recognise it would be. Whether that's just the track version on the game, or whether they have actually taken some of that camber out of the first corner or not, we'll have to wait and see, but that does look a lot flatter. So let's try and pick up the pace just a little bit and just see how the track drives at speed. Now at this point I know some of you are probably thinking, yes, but this isn't a modern F1 car, Phil, and it's not as wide or long or even as fast as a modern F1 car, so it's not going to be a fair test of the circuit and its ability to host a current F1 race. Nevertheless, this is a particularly fast F1 car, so if Zandvoort's not going to be well suited to an F1 car because of its speed, we'll soon find out. That is, of course, if I can drive this in a manner which is good enough for an F1 standard. Oh, if only F1 cars sound like this. This is a noise we all miss. This is really tight into here. There's a bit of a crest in the road though as well, so that could easily catch out a number of drivers, myself included. This is really fast through here. Let's see how much speed we can carry here and onto the banking. Go down low. And run up to the top of the banking. That could be a lot of fun for the drivers. It's going to be an interesting experience for them. I remember the last time they ran banking in an F1 race, and that was Indianapolis, and that didn't go so well. But they reckon, and they're confident, that it's going to work okay. Now, because this is a really wide section here, I reckon there could be a number of lines that people could take through there and make work. There's a good chance that would happen. But as for the rest of the circuit, it's still quite narrow on this back section here. This is really fast. It takes so much more speed through there as well. Make sure I get myself stopped for this corner here, because I always run too deep into here. Very difficult to gauge your braking and turn-in markers for these corners. There's not much to reference to see where you need to turn in and brake. Sketchy through there. There we go, better through there. Put up some flats through there. Okay, let's try and see where we have to brake for turn 1 then. Underboard. That's about right. I'm really struggling to get the power down on this thing. Whether that's because of the groove tyres or my lack of experience in F1 cars, who knows, but it's tricky nonetheless, and especially there as well, because the camber of the road, it kind of sucks you into the first part of the corner, and then on the exit spits you out, and you just lose traction. Oh dear me, it's fast in there. You've got to be so accurate around here. Don't like that corner at all. It's so slow through there. I'm sure I can go so much quicker through there. Okay. Let's try not to go into first gear this time. Not maximising my exits off there. Especially with that slide like that. I mean, Zandvoort as a circuit itself is very fun to drive. I mean, it's very challenging. There's so much in there that can really make or break your lap time. For me, mostly breaking your lap time. But it's such a good circuit to drive. As a driver's standpoint. As far as racing is concerned, I still have my reservations as to how much of a race it will be. But, oh, see, there's that banking. I knew it was going to get me. New car, please. Thanks. So, as I was saying, I don't know how well this is going to race. I mean, if the race is even going to go ahead, who knows how competitive the race will be, whether it's just going to be a procession, where people are just going to stay one behind the other and try and keep their car on track and have no opportunity to get through or not. Who knows, but we'll find out, I guess, in due course. But there's very few places where I would consider it possible for a move to be made. I mean, even with the current F1 cars, which are supposed to be easy to pass, I mean, I think with DRS down the main straight, yeah, maybe they could use that to get alongside and in front into turn 1. But other than that, I think there's not very many other opportunities where people can actually make a genuine move up the inside. And I know some people were quite worried that having F1 become part of history and coming to Zandvoort, that the team at Zandvoort would ruin what was essentially a really fun and charismatic track. But I think they've done a good job in terms of making the changes to the track. They haven't lost the character, which is the undulations and the challenge of all these fast corners in very tight proximity. They've widened a couple of places, obviously, for various reasons, but I don't think it detracts too much from the character that is Zandvoort itself. And it's not too dissimilar, really. I mean, I'm not going around here thinking, oh, it's a completely different track. It's very similar to what you'd expect Zandvoort to be, just with a couple of safety changes. So, no big deal, really, for me. This here is probably the most drastic change, but you go through it so fast you barely even notice. It's just another corner. But overall, I like it. I think it's good. Certainly not finding the absolute limit of this car, that's for sure. I don't know if I dare. It's a bit better out of there, not running it too wide on the exit. There's this blindingly fast right-hander. Down a gear. No, it's a bit too quick. Turned in. So much understeer through there on the setup, just on the baseline, so that's to be expected. I really dislike that corner, I always have. It's not really one of my favourites. Oh, I hit the curb on the way in there. Yeah, I think it's a fun track, and I'm sure the F1 guys will enjoy it. Hopefully for us fans it will be a good watch, and an exciting race to watch, and they will do F1 proud, but I'm still one of those who is a little bit unsure as to how well it will go. But I hope for all those involved that it does work out, and that it is an exciting race. Because I think F1 really needs it, and everyone really needs it this time as well. So, what I do know is that I do wish F1 cars were more like this, because they are such fun and absolute brutes to drive, and of course they sound so good. Sure, with a few more minutes of practice and learning the car and the track, I can get a bit quicker. I'm getting quicker all the time as well, but it's a very tricky track, and I look forward to seeing how the F1 guys get on with it. So there you have it. Here's the new version of Zandvoort, the 2020 version of Zandvoort. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button below. Give us a thumbs up, let us know in the comments below what you thought. And of course, if you want to see any more content from us coming very soon, be sure to hit that subscribe button and get the bell on as well, so you're notified exactly when we go live with a new video. But until next time, we'll see you soon.